Hi guys, it's a bit of a weird setup. Hopefully I'm not too far away, but I have, hello, welcome to my mukbang. I have chicken noodles and eggs, my favourite. This will actually act as my cheat meal, so I hope you enjoy. It's been absolutely ages since I've had noodles. Oh, and I've still, you know what it is? I freaking love eggs, and I'm so good at making soft-boiled eggs. That's the best soft-boiled egg you've ever bloody seen. So how are you guys? It's lockdown. The coronavirus is real. This egg is so good, man. I'm just looking outside because my neighbours can see in the window. Whoa. Just like me do. I got really good curls for my birthday. So, coronavirus happened. And it was my birthday on the 11th of March. And I was meant to be going out on the 20th. And then it escalated really quickly. So how are you guys coping? I know I mentioned in my previous video that I would like to talk about like dealing with anxiety and mental health and things like that, and so I will. Oh, it's good. It's very good. Very, very, very good. So I presume that most of us out there have had to deal with mental health issues. I have suffered numerous years with OCD. And it's not the cleaning type of OCD, although I do love to clean. I'm okay now, but it's, so for those of you who don't know, OCD is obsessive compulsive disorder. So with me, I had a overwhelming fear that my parents were going to die. And that was like every day I had like just the most intrusive thoughts, and to help me cope with those intrusive thoughts, I would deal with it through OCD. So I would pray consistently, constantly in my head, please God, please let them be okay. And this was like on a regular basis, like at least 100 times a day. And it got so bad that my mum started noticing. So I did one CBT therapy session. Sorry, I'm just actually going into this, like, why is she talking about this? I'm actually opening up to you guys in the hope that by me sharing my story, it will make you look at your own story, your own truth, and want to share that. Maybe not with other people, but as soon as you start opening up that conversation with yourself and you are honest about the things and the emotions that you feel, and the different ways in which you're coping with those negative feelings and emotions, the sooner you can rid yourself of these horrible thoughts, because once you're honest to yourself, for me anyway, I was I was wanting to speak openly about it to other people. So hopefully, if you were suffering in silence, if you are suffering in silence like I was, then hopefully this will help you to be more open about stuff like that, and to know that it's okay to have these negative thoughts. It is normal, but it's not normal if it starts to affect your everyday life. There are other issues that you will be able to listen to in my podcast that I don't really want to get into on here, because I know like the topic can be triggering for some people. It's really good, by the way. So if you're interested, my podcast it comes out soon when I've figured out when I've got my logo together and my music. So anyway, on the topic of OCD, so I went to a CBT session, and it was a cognitive behavioural therapy session, for those of you who don't know what it is. And they sort of help you figure out where it stemmed from and how to come up with different like coping mechanisms, different from how you're dealing with your anxiety now. And so I offloaded all my emotions, told him things I'd never told anyone before in my life, still haven't told anyone those topics before in my life. I'm sorry, this happens every time I eat food, just get over it. And so after the session, he was like, oh, so how do you want to pay, by cash or card, at the end of the session? And so something inside me was like, ugh, I feel dirty, I feel cheap, I feel like I've sold my soul to this demon. And then ever since then, the thought of having to pay for help never really sat well with me at all. Which is good. I should have bought some water or something. You know when you get indigestion. So it never sat well with me. I understand people need to get paid, and people do need to get like medical help. You know, there's some people out there that what they're dealing with does need outside help. For me, I got better on my own. Not on my own, but that, you know, I had conversations here and there with just like family members. So I'll explain this story. So the first thing that made me like get better was my mum's best friend. She's very spiritual, and we just had like a lengthy conversation about life, and this was my first time meeting her, by the way. And Mum said, oh, I need you to go speak to my friend, because like once you meet her you'll just get it. And I did. I just completely understood just her aura, the way she explains like spirituality, and how loving yourself is the most important thing you should learn to do in order to become more confident and happier in yourself. And in turn, your mental state will benefit from it. So after having this conversation with her, she said to me, why worry about things you can't change? Things that you can't control. And it sounds so simple, but when she said it, it just clicked. And those emotions for me, those compulsive behaviours for me just dissipated, because I had wasted so many years of my life worrying about stuff that I couldn't control, that I have no control over. I don't have a control over when my parents are going to die. It's inevitable that they are going to die. But to waste time on this intrusive thought day in, day out, which was making me sick. If life is out of your hands, it's the universe that not dictates where you're going, but I'm of a strong believer that it is not mapped out for us in a way, but I'm a strong believer in fate, and what will be will be. So that's the first thing that really just triggered me. So if you're out there and you are struggling as well, it's a very hard thing to overcome. But remember when I say this, why worry about things you have no control over? And the second thing she spoke to me about was positive affirmations. Sometimes I forget that this is a mukbang and I actually need to eat food. They're a little bit dry. Runny egg again. Oh my god, I'm so good at these soft boiled eggs. I'm sorry, but look at that. So, positive affirmations. For those of you that don't know, positive affirmations is I won't say task, it's a practice that I think everyone should take the time out to do if you are struggling with just being and your image and things like that. Get an A4 piece of paper and you write down, you might not believe it, and you might not buy into it for now, but you just write positive things about yourself. Not about yourself, but you're talking to you. So for example, I am beautiful. I am talented. I am the best and I deserve the best. I am a queen. Those are all positive affirmations that I wrote down for myself, along with many others. Make sure you don't include anything that's negative on the page. So, for example, I don't have any fear, because your subconscious sees fear and don't, and that will be like instilled in you. Fear will be part of your everyday mentality, because when you write these positive affirmations down, get a recorder, read them out. So get record on your phone. I am a queen. I am the best and I deserve the best. I am talented. I am beautiful. I am just where I need to be. Record those positive affirmations, and it can be different for everyone. choose stuff that's personal to you, record yourself, and then listen to those recordings at least 3 times a day. Maybe when you're washing up, going to work, going to school, whatever. And I can guarantee you, you'll slowly start to change the way you view yourself. Start to look at yourself in the mirror and go, wow, I am beautiful. I am talented. I am the best and I deserve the best. And these are all practices that helped me in so many ways. And the third thing that helped me was there's a book. I'm not finished reading it yet, but it's called The Buddha in Your Mirror. I recommend everybody get that book and start to put into practice the teachings in those books. Because I've started chanting every day, and I tell you now, my mental state is just great. Through the roof. Very good. And I'm just more positive about stuff. And I'm more productive as well. I'm more productive. And the last thing is exercise. I fucking used to hate exercise. Sorry, I'm swearing. And if you struggle with like a mental illness or mental health, I'm saying mental illness like it's, I don't know, like it's very clinical, or I don't know, like it just sounds weird. So mental health. You don't want to get out of bed. There's just no way that's happening. And for me, that was me for years and years and years. And then I went to Bali with my sister for her 30th. She's very into her fitness. And there was a free gym there. So I thought, may as well use the facilities. And I could see my sister working out, and that made me want to work out. And so I went to the gym every day for 7 days, and I felt so much better for it. And then when I came back, I kept up with the exercise because I realised how good it actually made me feel. So as well as exercise, it's always really important to make sure you're surrounded by people that you look up to and are positive and are doing taking positive action in their own lives to make sure that they are happy and healthy. It was her. So yeah, that's my probably very boring story for you guys. I do go into more depth, like I said in my podcast. I've already finished recording the first episode, so I will let you know as soon as it's out. And I'll also add that eggs are amazing. No, not that. I'll also add that what was I going to say actually? What was I going to... Oh yeah. So while we're all quarantined and locked out, in lockdown, and we're all stuck at home with our own thoughts, feelings and emotions, now is the perfect time to start working on yourself and how you feel about yourself. And it's a time for self-reflection. And I know it's going to sound so stupid because it's a very stressful time, but let go of all that stress. Try and just let go. Like, as I said, what will be, and this coronavirus is out of your control. Everyone is in the same boat. You are not alone. So just take this time to look after you. Look after yourself. Make those positive affirmations. Start to look at yourself differently. Be more positive. Meditate. Do it. And exercise. It is good for the brain. And hopefully by me sharing my story, or one of my stories, I have many different stories, but will make you want to share or be more open to not only yourself but for other people as well. Because like I said, you're not alone. And help is out there if you ask for it. And I'll be here if you want to chat. I'm loving this setup. I'm sorry, but this lighting is doing wonders. Do you like my hair? So yeah, that's me. I finished it. I don't know if you can tell. Eventually I finished it because I was talking so much. I didn't think I would. But sincerely, I've got something in my eye. Sincerely, to the bottom of my heart, I love you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing. And please don't be sad. I'm going to give you a song of the week, actually. I'm going to give you a fucking song to listen to that always gives me positive vibes. It's called Hallelujah Anyway. Is it Candy Staten? I think, no. Is it Candy Staten? Just type in Hallelujah Anyway, and in brackets it's Lars vocals. Check it out. Listen to it. And have a fucking amazing day. Okay? Love you. Goodbye. For now. Goodbye for now. Expect more from me, unfortunately. Bye.